Morning, Northeast Ohio. Beautiful sunny morning. And I was just sitting around here playing my fiddle and I caught a deer on tape, man. That was pretty cool. Last couple mornings, man, there's been a big boy, and I think he was an 8-pointer. And there's like a little fork type deer. It's been running around, man. It's cool to see him, man. It definitely is. I wish I could go out and hunt and shit, but that'll come. Maybe next year I'll be in a better place. Might be able to go do a little hunting, I hope. Because I do enjoy deer hunting, definitely, for sure. It's a good time. I'm right with old Uncle Ted with all that kind of stuff, man. Big time. Hunting is a good time. It's something that probably every American should experience if possible. Try it. Unless you have severe religious convictions against killing and animals and stuff, and you prefer to be a vegetarian. There's nothing wrong with that either, man. But those that don't, have those convictions, and hey, man, the rest of you ought to fucking give hunting a try. See if you like it, because it's a great thing to do. It's a good skill to have. You learn marksmanship, get out, spend time in nature, get good health from that. And you learn how to provide meat, by hunting something down and bringing it home, putting it on the table, and you got some meat to eat. So I don't see how that's not a positive win-win situation, except for the animal, of course. But that's kind of the way of the world. One animal consumes another, or one animal consumes a plant. And it's just how I think life consumes life to live. And I guess that's how the way nature works. But anyhow, before I got onto that little rant about hunting and stuff, and how I agree with old Uncle Ted on a lot of issues, and I think he's a pretty good old time guy, good old dude, good old time, good rocker, man. I dig that kind of music, man. Even though like my generation wanted something heavier yet, we wanted, the metal that exists today. Yeah, that come from us. And the metal these kids and stuff are playing, that come from us guys in the 90s and shit, and 80s and 90s. But we listened to the dudes from the 70s and in the 80s too, of course. I grew up listening to the 80s stuff, Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen, Black Sabbath, of course. All the usual suspects. And then the 90s bands too that were really cool. All them dudes, all of them. Dimebag Darrell, big time. Zakk Wylde, big time influence. I'm a couple years younger than both of them. So them guys like that were big time heroes to someone my age. Because it's like you looked up, these guys are a couple years older than you, and they're fucking taking the world by fucking storm. Their guitar is that strong. They're such good players and shit, and it's like, man, I really fucking suck, but if I work really hard, eventually, hey, man, I can learn to play it too. And eventually it took a lot of hard work, and finally I can play the thing. Can't play as good as them guys, but I really like to be able to. That you kept working on it, and I learned my keys. I learned the difference between minor key and major key and minor keys, and I learned power chords and thirds. Like chords they use a third, like a power chord, you use a fifth. You can use a fifth in an octave. A third, you can use the first, which would be the root note, the third, and say an octave, and you can do all kinds of stuff. You can, the best thing to do with learning what chords and what works with what is first you learn your keys, and then build your chords and stuff out of your keys and stuff, and then experiment. What happens if I move the seventh up or down, or a fifth in the scale, and see what kind of sick doomy sounds you can get out of it. It's just trial and error, practice, mess around with it, have fun, enjoy yourself. I've been playing since I was a kid. I love it. I don't do it professionally. I'm not a professional teacher either. I'm not a professional anything. I mean a construction worker, and I did construction work and machine maintenance and machine setup type work. Various different types of machine, plastic injection machines, machines that had to do with just the plastic industry and rubber industry and polymer industries. I worked at different places, and that's what I did for a living. But guitar was my hobby. It's something I enjoyed doing, and I did since I was a kid. I always dreamed of being in a band, and hey man, wouldn't that be cool to dream? No shit. Who wouldn't want to fucking make a living playing guitar and earn a living at that? That'd be cool. But I know it's not easy. Them dudes that made a success out of themselves were fucking heavily driven. I listened to Zakk Wylde give an interview, and if that dude probably would have been a little bit bigger than what he is, he probably would have been an NFL football player of some type. I don't know what, but when a person has drive like that, they get largely probably going to be successful in whatever they frickin' do. He's an amazing dude. I have nothing but respect for that dude, man. My brother and I went over to the Richmond Coliseum up over here in Northeast Ohio in Richmond, and we seen that dude when he first got hired by Ozzy, and he was, it was his first time out, playing and shit. I don't think was the exact first concert, but it was like the first tour, is what I'm trying to say. My dumb ass is trying to say I'm not a good communicator, excuse me. And it was so fucking cool seeing him. We had nosebleed seats. We were a mile away from the dude. I think they even put like stuff over top, because it was like a hockey ring too. Hockey, and I had ice capades and stuff. I think they put stuff down over top of that, and then they had the concert and crap. It was pretty cool. It was definitely a different environment, man. Jeez, man, all the fucking doobies passing around in that motherfucking place, man. That place was filled with fucking pot smoke. So thick you couldn't even fucking see. It was awesome. That was a good time. That was a good memory. That was a good memory of my brother who passed away too. I always at least have that. That was cool. We seen Zakk Wylde's first starting out with Ozzy. Seen his start. That wasn't his start. His start was frickin' when he was a kid, and he started taking guitar lessons and took to it. And they decided that, hey man, that's what I'm gonna do. But I don't know where the hell I'm going with any of this. I'm just bullshitting. I don't got nothing to do today. I'm sitting here playing my guitar and thinking about crap like this. I just watched the deer, like I was talking earlier about hunting and Uncle Ted and all that good stuff. I seen a deer, sitting here drinking coffee, looking out the window, because I have a hard time. I have a pretty bad heart condition, as I've probably said earlier before in different times I have made videos. I can't get outside like I used to. Like I really would love to be out there screwing around like now, but I have asthma and pretty bad heart condition. It's kind of hard, so I just stay indoors and exercise and play my guitar when the weather gets bad. It sucks, but you know, hey, what are you gonna do? You know, I got this corner room here that is awesome. I get the sunlight from here, and then I can look out to the north. I can see the east, you know, watch the sun every morning. I'm like, hey man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, I put my head to the north, put my toes to the south, and I can look out over here in the east and see the sun come. It's like if I was outside. You know, if I was outside camping somewhere or something. You know, if I was out in a camper van someplace, so I went down to visit some of my friends or something, and had a camper van, I'd try to park it like that, so that I like seeing that sun come up in the morning and hit, you know, kind of what gets me up. Well, actually, I get up for it usually, and I almost watch it every day. And I try to, because I enjoy it, seeing it. You know, I like hunting, and I'm kind of an outdoorsy guy. Well, you know, kind of like what I was talking about earlier about, like, you know, pulling around different chords. Like I say, I've got this in drop C sharp. All right, and what that is this is drop to a C sharp, and everything else is dropped a half step, like if you were like tuning a half step down from standard tuning of E. All right, provided I'm still in tune somewhat. That's a G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. I'm pretty much in tune to something. Listen. There you go. What I'm doing right there is I want to construct a cool metal riff. All right, I'm hitting this open C sharp. You know, I'm making a lot of fucking noise. I'm banging around. I sound like a damn machine gun. And then the string here, the string on this is the 5th string. You know, when on a guitar you go 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string, and 6th string. All right, that's how, you know, most everyone's taught. You know, when you think of the strings, because guitar can be tuned any damn different way, to all different kinds of keys and all kinds of crazy ass tuning. But that becomes after you're more sophisticated and you understand your keys and you understand how to formulate chords. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do the tunings and stuff and drop D and drop C and stuff like that. That's easy. There's crazier tunings yet that people do. But, you know, you get into that once you get into that kind of stuff once you understand what's going on with the music. All right. But anyhow, for this metal riff like that I'm going to screw around doing is I'm going to hit my 6th string. All right. And then I'm going to hit on my 5th string. I'm going to hit this fret. Which is the 5th fret. All right. And the way I have this tuning, that makes this the octave. This E, or I'm sorry, this C sharp is an entire scale higher than this. If I hold the whole chord, I've got this is the next octave. So I got a C sharp going across the whole damn thing, and I can just sit here and just go. Now, if you just get like a metronome or something to go tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and you can speed it up and slow it down, speed it on. That's a good thing to practice along with while you're just making noises like this, driving whoever's around you crazy, probably. That's, you know, how you develop, you know, your rhythm and how to be rhythmic with your playing and stuff. Now that I'm in E sharp, or I'm in C sharp, right? This is E now. And I'm going to use E minor because C sharp is part of the fucking key of E minor, right? So now I can add that into my riff. Watch. You know, whatever. You know, I'm not trying to do anything particular other than to show you how you can build chords out of this that will support your C sharp. You could call that riff I just did there is more of an E minor riff than would really be a C sharp. But, you know, I'm kind of teaching the process of how you would go about creating different riffs. Hopefully not just confusing the fuck out of people, because, you know, it is confusing, and I'm probably not the best person at explaining it, because I'm largely learning myself. And music's not easy. This is definitely, I've been working at it for a while, you know. You just keep working at it, pluck away at it, understand what you can, talk to people, because there's someone out there that knows a hell of a lot more than you do. So I always try to talk to people. I try to pick their brains and shit and ask them what they think of this and that. You know, and it'll help you. It helps you sort stuff out. Anyhow, before I digressed into some fucking shit, since I can't keep my damn brain, what I'm doing straight, my brain's probably screwed up or something. What I was saying about like this C sharp, because I have the guitar keys. I can use that fact that I have E, F sharp, G right there, and it's E minor. You know, I could play the rest, make other stuff out of the rest of the key too. And once you know, there's other stuff you learn later down the road that you can do. But I just want to state a real basic, just a real basic riff and groove, and screw around with that and have fun with it. When you hit a D power chord with your C sharp, my tongue is pretty coffee, but it makes a nasty sound, man. Listen to that. going to put my power chord back on the C sharp. Now the D. Sometimes I fuck up. Oh well. It's fun playing. You know, I mean, guitar is so damn much fun, man. And you can build something just out of just very, very fucking basic guitar knowledge. You can have fun and build cool riffs out of that crap. Simple. They're easy. It's just basic guitar. What you learn in the very, very, very beginning of taking lessons, man. You can play around with that and have fun with it and have a good old time, make up riffs. And, you know, you're playing them through your keys, and you're messing around and you're learning what the different notes are and stuff. Well, lo and behold, you're practicing scales and shit. Well, holy shit, that's how you play Sweet Leaf or something, you know, or whatever it is. You're all of a sudden you're being ear trained. And that's why it is so damn important to learn your major and minor scales to the point of mastery. I work on them still. I'm not perfect with them, but I mean, I know them, what they all are and shit, but sometimes I have to think a little bit more about them than what I should be. Maybe that's just because I'm an old guy that's brain dead or something. You know, I don't know. You know, your mind doesn't, as you get older, your mind doesn't work as well as it did when you were younger. Young people are like, snap, 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 blah, 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 you know, Dorian, blah, 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 and diminished, blah, you know. Some of these kids that really know their stuff, they're amazing, man. It's like, oh, cool, I learned from them. You know, because, you know, I've studied that stuff, a lot of different things before in the past, but it's like I don't really care about it because I'd rather just jam out, you know. But I do know a lot of it, and it is important, and it's cool to study it, and you should study it. You should learn it as much as you get, because the more you get, like modal stuff comes later. And I didn't really want to talk about modal stuff, and when I went from the C sharp to the D, and I'm not going to get into that, but that kind of, you know, when you start doing stuff like that, you're starting to get into different modal things to make different shapes, different sounds. You change that key up a little bit, and you can get crazy ass creepy sounds and horrible. And some of them are just like, if you practice what they say in them, you'll make space sounds and all kinds of crazy shit. Like the Phrygians, they're weird, man. But whatever, you know, they're all cool. But I don't really care about that. I don't want to even get into that. All I want to do is just get into basic power chords and keys. That's all I want to work on. And then maybe working on other stuff like how to hit harmonics and cool heavy metal shit, man. Who the fuck wants to learn all those stupid modes and shit? Let's make noise, man. Aggressive noise, man. Later on, as you learn your keys and you master your keys, and then that modal stuff, and it's good to learn too, because that'll even make your shit even better. When you start getting into soloing and all the crazy shit that goes on in metal, that's really when that stuff starts to come into play then. But at first, you just got to learn how to riff, and you learn how to, play rhythms and grooves and, simple stuff at first, because it builds. And as your knowledge goes, it builds. You learn about the arpeggios and, crazy shit that just confuses the hell out of a beginner. That a beginner probably should read about, study about, ask what it is, and should learn about them, but should concentrate on the damn major and minor keys and how to create chords out of them and how chords fit within them keys, because that's going to teach you how to interact with a bass player. And when that happens, when you understand that stuff and your bass player understands that stuff, that's where the magic happens, baby. You'll come up with the cool grooves that'll bring doom and gloom like never before when you understand that stuff. So that's what all the great guitarists, they all understand. Turn my damn thing on. I need to fix this plug in this thing too. Keep saying I'm gonna do it all the time, and I don't. I'm gonna eventually. It definitely needs it. Sometimes when I move wrong, one of my connections isn't good. I did a shitty job soldering, probably. I'll take it apart and fix it. I thought the plug was bad, but I come to the conclusion that it's probably my soldering job, because I was in there wiggling crap around. But anyhow, I digress as usual, and that's pretty much my little guitar lesson. If you're gonna want to play guitar, start out learning your keys, and then you learn what chords fit within them keys, and major and minor keys, or major and minor scales. You can call them that too. They're a good place to where you want to start. I believe anyhow. Good place for a bass player, good place for a guitar player. Need both, because they're both the same thing, whether it's bass or guitar. The major and minor keys do not change, no matter what. If the bass player is playing E minor and my guitar is playing E, we're both playing E minor. He's just in a lower octave than I am. I'm in a higher octave than him. And then we all stay in key and do our thing. There's variations. You can go outside of the more skillful the musician, the more he can has got more wiggle room to go outside of those little, like he can color outside the lines and stuff, because they're good. Really good musicians are amazing in the crap they do. They throw everything out the window at some point, because they become so good at what they're doing, and they color in and outside the lines like you can't believe. But basically, you start out learning your keys, learning what a major and a minor key is. Start off there. In my opinion, that's the way to go. Then you start off with chords. Because a chord is just more than one note. If I hit this, and this. Oh shit! I need to fix this thing. Now you can tell I'm an amateur. Actually, this is even simpler. If I hit this open string, which is C sharp, and I hit this G, that's a chord. That's the beginning of my power chord, or excuse me, I think they call it a perfect fifth. Now if I have this note underneath it, then that's the octave, because that is C sharp. This is C sharp. This is G sharp. That's my chord. That's my power chord. This G sharp is the fifth of C sharp. When I go like this, when I put my finger across it like that, I'm putting down 2 notes. That's a power chord. When I hit the string open, and that string open together, that's a power chord. You know what? I guess what I'm trying to say is a power chord is just a perfect fifth. It's the first and it's the fifth, and you can also add the octave in. You know, because like what I said, with the all is the octave. This is the same note. Like I hit this, right? Well, this is a lower note to this, but these are both the same notes, and this is the octave of this. That's basically what you're going to start off learning if you start taking guitar as a beginner. You know, you don't know nothing, never picked up a guitar before in your life, and you want to learn. That's what you start learning. Is that you learn what power chords are, you learn what keys are, you learn how your power chords fit within the key. You know, and then after you got power chords pretty good, and maybe you learn, because power chords are what? What are power chords? They're a combination. They're 1, 5, and what would be 8. 8 would be the octave. Okay, so a power chord would be a 1, 5, 8. All right, and I think I did explain how the keys, how the octave is the 8th note. Like if you have the key of C sharp, like say that's what I was screwing around with C sharp. Let's do E minor. That'll be easier. All right, this is E. Turn it up a little bit. This is the first note. Man, I can't even do that with it this way. Oh yeah, I can. Actually, it'd be easier to show it here. Yeah, that's the way I'll do it. Is E, that's the first, that's the second, that's the third, that's the fourth, that's the fifth, that's the sixth, that's the seventh, and nope, I screwed up. Or no, I'm in E. Yeah, I did it right. Yep, that's E. That's my octave in E. That's how in this spot, that's how I go through the key E. But I did screw up because I did E major instead of E minor, and I was saying I was going to do E minor. E minor is actually like this. That's E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, the 7th, E. And that's your major scale, you know. So again, E1, F sharp 2, G sharp. Oops, I did it again. That's a major, and we'll go back to the minor. That's the minor. G is the minor. That's 3. Because I diminished my third, and oh God, I might confuse people. To make it minor is the third. A is the 4th. B is the 5th. C sharp is the 6th. D7 is a sharp, and back to A, octave of high E. And that's the 8th. And then you can start over like that again if you want. And keep going to 8, 9, 10, because in that key, because that is the key of E minor. That will stay all throughout the guitar as the key of A minor if you learn to follow that pattern. I'll teach you about how to get that. Well, one thing at a time. Just figure out power chords and stuff like that. But there's this shift that you do when you go to, if you, now I'm going to confuse people again, but I have no clue how to freaking teach guitar in this manner. This is a lot easier when you sit down with someone and you're trying to explain things to them, talk to them. They start getting it up, and you just keep telling them it over and over again. Okay, do this, do this. Oh, okay, this is like this, and they get it. Or okay, oh, that's like Sweet Leaf, or oh, that's like, you know, this Nirvana song, or oh, that sounds like Pantera, you know. And, oh, yeah, yeah, that's because that's songs in that key. You know, that's why you're hearing it. You know, you just got to figure out that the pattern that that song is within that key. You know, but learning these keys will ear train you in order to learn them songs, where you just listen to them, you can learn them, or you pick up some tab and look at the music and, oh, okay, I see this chord, this chord, this chord, and if you see a certain combination of chords, oh, okay, all right, I know what key that's in now. You know, that's what you do. Learn your keys, major and minor. Do yourself a favor. You will be glad you did. Alright, well, that's my video for today, and I'm going to end it there, because hell, I almost got 40 minutes now, and it takes forever to freaking load this stupid damn thing. Alright, see you later, Northeast Ohio. Hope to see you out there in the metal clubs and shit, and see some dudes out there jamming and shit again, man. I can't wait to get back out there and hear some full metal. Alright, later, Northeast Ohio.